What's up, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Again, don't be jealous. I don't know what the weather's like in London or England or wherever you are, but it's only 40 degrees here. It's only 40, it's not great. Alright, so a video I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to do this on the day of the fight, but I wanted to watch the fight a few times back just to make sure I wasn't going mad and being crazy, was the scoring for Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. Obviously Joshua won by knockout in the 7th round, so everyone really has almost put the scoring to one side when I think it should be brought to attention. And I think I wouldn't be correct if I didn't talk about the scoring, because I give the scorecards every time Canelo fights stick, right? Every time Canelo fights I think, what the fuck is this? And I make videos about it. So because I'm an AJ fan, I'd almost be a hypocrite if I didn't talk about the AJ scoring in that fight. Now, just for the record, I had that going into the 7th round. I had AJ 4-2 down at best, and I've watched this and tried to give him the round. At best 3-3. So AJ was never winning going into that 7th round for me. I think he was behind on the scorecards, and I think he's behind in the fight, right? AJ was fighting on the back foot, something I've actually never seen him before. The smaller man was making AJ go back, and I think he was definitely behind in the scorecards. Ringside, speaking to a few people, a few guys had him behind. A few guys had it 3-3, a few guys had it 4-2. Someone even had it 5-1 to Povetkin. So look, most people had Joshua losing that fight. Boxing scene, who I follow a lot, they had Povetkin 4-2 up. So again, I think most people, don't get me wrong, some people had AJ winning, but most people, I'd say 90% of the media, 90% of the public, 90% of the fans had Joshua losing that fight, right? The official scorecards were Joshua up 5-1 and Joshua up 4-2 on 2 judges' scorecards. How is that possible? How is that possible? Again, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I criticize Canelo and some of the dodgy scoring in his fights. But how is it possible that a judge had Joshua up 5-1? There's only one word for it, and that's corruption. It isn't a case of, okay, you see things you like and you see things you don't like, because I've watched that fight so many times and tried to, as an AJ fan, pick out the things he done good in that fight, and I still can only give him, at best, 3 rounds. It's just not possible. And I've tried to find 5 rounds to give to Joshua and 1 round to Povetkin. It's just not possible. There's just not that in there. So the only conclusion I can come to is corruption. That's it. That's the only conclusion. And again, I would be a hypocrite because every time Canelo fights and I see dodgy scorecards, I call corruption. So clearly we're seeing this now of AJ. Clearly. And it's crazy. So if the fight was to stay on that path the way it was, AJ would have won that fight according to that judge by about 6 or 7 rounds, which is just mind-boggling. Someone actually tweeted this out. I can't remember who it was. And Eddie Hearn said, you're obviously watching the wrong fight. Someone tweeted exactly kind of what I'm saying, like how was AJ up 5-1? And Eddie Hearn said to that guy, you're clearly watching the wrong fight. I think sometimes people maybe see Eddie Hearn do interviews with IFL and all the other social media platforms. I've spoken to him before, and you think, oh, such a nice guy, and he wouldn't do anything corrupt. Don't be fooled, people. This is boxing. Boxing was built on corruption. And I'm sorry, but there's only one way to describe that 5-1 scorecard, and that is corruption. But what do you guys think? Did you watch the fight? I mean, how did you score it? Surely you can't be one of those guys that had AJ 5-1 up. Surely. I mean, you couldn't have. It's not possible. And if you didn't have AJ up, if you had it 3-3 or 4-2 to Povetkin like I had it, please explain to me how AJ was 5-1 up on a scorecard with a judge. Explain it, because I am very, very much confused. But that's it, guys. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Peace.